Hi everyone, how you doing? Dan here, and today I want to show you a really cool app, especially if you're a drone pilot flying the Mini 2. The app is called UAV Forecast, and the app gives you a ton of information to let you know if it's safe to fly in any particular location. So not only does it make it safer to fly the drone, but it also lets you know what the weather's going to be like, what the wind speeds are going to be like, and it also lets you know if it's a no-fly area, which is really, really important. Just before we get started, thank you for watching, and if you do like this video, there's a lot more videos on my YouTube channel. The one I uploaded before this video was a fly over the River Mersey, which is pretty cool. So definitely go and check that out after you've seen this video. And if you do like my videos, please like, comment and subscribe. I do greatly appreciate it, and it does really mean a lot to me. But anyway, let's get into the app. So as I was saying, the app is called UAV Forecast. It's really, really cool. So just open my drone folder here. So we've got Drone Assist here, which is another app you should probably have when you're flying a drone. That's really useful, but we'll avoid that this time. We've got DJI Fly, which of course you need that to fly your drone. And then we've got UAV Forecast here, which is the one we're going to look at today. So let's pop that open. So when you open it up, first thing you're going to see is all these red and green squares. Now ideally before you fly, you want all of these squares to be green. As you can see, it's definitely not safe for me to fly today. I was actually going to do this video outdoors in a field, but because of the weather, it's not possible. And as you can see here, it's super windy. We're looking at 27 miles an hour and gusts of 46, so the audio would have been absolutely terrible outside too. But yeah, so first of all at the top you can just put your location in. So if you're going to be traveling somewhere to fly your drone, you can check beforehand just to make sure everything's going to be okay. But I'll just keep that at Fallowfield at the moment, which is roughly where I am. As you can see underneath that you've got whether it's safe to fly or not, and mine says nope, not good to fly in a big red box, so we'll be avoiding that. Underneath that you've got the weather, and then here it just tells you what weather it is and what type of weather the app can show you. So you've got the sunrise and the sunset. So this is just to give you notice to how much daylight you have in the day. Obviously you don't really want to be flying in the dark for normal drone flying. And then you've got the temperature. So obviously as it gets colder and colder, the battery in the drone runs out a lot quicker. And sometimes it won't even power on when it gets too cold. So that's good to keep in mind. Then we've got the wind speed and the gusts. So obviously with a gust of 46 miles an hour, you're probably going to lose your drone. So definitely don't be flying in stuff like that. And you also get the wind direction too. So if you do find yourself in a bit of trouble, you can fly with the wind to land your drone safely. Then we've got the precipitation probability. Which is 0% today. We've got cloud cover 100%, so we're not going to be getting any nice blue sky in between. Visibility is quite good at 10 miles, so that's good. Then the three options at the bottom are all about the satellites. So this is just the GPS for the drone, and when these are green, it just means that they're locked onto your drone and you can fly it safely. If these are red, it could just mean that your drone's going to get a bit confused and lose connection to the GPS, and it could just end up flying off. So you definitely don't want anything like that. And then at the bottom here, you can just scroll in between time just to let you know how things are changing on an hourly basis. So as you can see here, at 9 o'clock tonight, the gusts go down to about 19 miles an hour, which I would feel comfortable flying at. The only problem is it still says no good to fly, but I think that's because there's a slight chance of rain. So you can, just because it says not good to fly doesn't mean it's not safe to fly, it's just warning you against it. In all honesty, if I looked outside and it wasn't really raining, I would probably go out and fly, of course, if it wasn't too dark. But in summer that'd be perfect. There is a paid for version of the app as well, which lets you go, I think, a week in advance. But I find that the weather changes so often in England where I don't really need to go that far ahead. I'm happy to check it in the morning or just before I'm planning on going out with the drone, just to make sure I am actually safe to do so. But yeah, I can go to tomorrow, and then I can go up to 24 hours in advance. So tomorrow morning's looking absolutely perfect to fly. So that's really cool. And just along the bottom, you've got some more information too. So we've got the forecast. Again, this is just all the information, but pretty much in a grid form, which can be quite useful. Got the wind profile, just letting you know the wind speed and the gust speeds. Just because it says 21 miles per hour here, that doesn't mean it's 21 miles per hour when you get up in the sky. That's pretty much at ground level. So if you go to your conditions here and tap on wind, you can actually change your wind altitude. So the highest we can fly the drone in England is 120 metres legally. So I tend to set mine about 100 metres, which is probably roughly where I'm going to be flying my drone around. So this is just really good just to keep an eye on what the different levels are at different altitudes. And same with gusts as well. The higher you increase the altitude, the more likely the gusts are going to increase too. As you can see, we go all the way from 14 miles an hour at ground level to 27 miles an hour at 1 kilometre height, which is obviously something we'd never do with a Mini 2. I'll pop that back to 100. Is what's really good as well is you can customise the units. So if you're in a different country, you can change it from miles an hour to kilometres and feet and metres, which is really useful. And if you just tap on all of these other squares, for example, let's say, so you might be a bit more of an experienced flyer, or you've got a bigger, stronger drone. So you might be thinking, well, you know what, I can fly in 30 miles an hour gusts. So you can change your max wind here to 30, and then it will only go red if it goes above 30, which is quite useful as well. So you can customise these squares to what you're comfortable flying with, which is really useful as well. Then we've got the map. So the map, if I just zoom out, anywhere where there's no bubble means you're safe to fly. Anything which is pink is a DJI no-fly zone, so you definitely don't want to be flying there. That's going to be things like your main airports and stuff like that, so definitely don't be flying anywhere near there. Then you've got a range of other colours where you might just have to be a little bit more cautious of flying around. So just keep them in mind. But if you've got no colour circles, you're pretty much safe to fly there unless there's some local bylaws for that particular area. And then you can go into your settings. You can change all your threshold settings, so that's what I was saying about altitude and your max wind. So you can change all of them in this settings menu, which is quite useful. And you can change your no-fly zone settings. So, for example, if you want to turn off certain ones, you can do. But just make sure you are safe to fly before you take off. So that's pretty much a quick run through of the UAV Forecast app. As I was saying, I use it every time before I go flying. And a lot of the time, I don't end up going flying because of what this app says. When you're going out, you've just got to be as safe as possible with your drone. I'd definitely go and download the free version and give it a trial run. It's definitely worth having in your pocket. And as I was saying, it's safety first with the drone, so it can just make you a better drone pilot. So thank you very much for watching. If you did find this video and the information about the app informative, please do like, comment and subscribe, and even share it with a beginner drone pilot, as they might find it really useful. But thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Cheers.